Well, isn't that a fun and interesting thing to really know me, me, whatever that could mean? Knowing oneself is so amazing and pristine and so far removed from being and seeing and it's you and W, V, a lot of asses, or just one is the bar. I, Y, C. I've always been this way. In one way or another. A sucker for love. At the same time as in the past, the moment it either works, so going far back, the moment it works, then, for instance, I've dated a lot more girls than I've been with. I'm like a serial monogamous with no claim, just a stake. Going for hearts, I guess. I don't know. That I could never hold. The girls just catch me off guard in the perfect wrong moment. And like here's a perfect example. So I was with my first wife working at a gas station. And I don't know why I got a thing for women, but I got a thing for Latinas. I don't know why. But I got a thing for accents. I got a thing for, like, it doesn't matter. I got a thing for women, right? And, like, the hottest, most perfect Latina comes to the gas station, fucking wasted, come from the club. And she's like, oh, you guys don't have any hot dogs on. And, I'm like, no. It was Thursday night, it was ladies' night or whatever. And I'm like, but if you come back next Thursday, I'll make sure that there's some on for you. And I'm married. Like, I'm not trying to hit on her, but at the same time, like, I'm working with my friends, like, that I work with later on at the same places. Ironically, something's tied up there. And she leaves. Next Thursday, she comes in, and I had hot dogs on for her. So normally we didn't have them on because at night time, well, if they're not going to sell, then why put them on? It's just, but then you listen to your customers. So then that's being a salesman. But I'm just a cashier. Like, who the fuck, what does it matter? You're on like the graveyard shift. You just take care of your customers, but your customers all come in totally on the graveyard shift. Everybody comes in totally down, totally up, totally, I need this, totally without something. Like, it's out of place, right? And perfectly there. Like intercourse minus, and then everybody, like their night carries on or it doesn't. And then she's like, hey, could you come here? And like, I've always been this one in the past where I just, yeah, sure. Anything anybody asks, yeah, I'll do it. Like, and then that would put me in weird situations, right? Because then they'd have an idea, but I'd have no idea. And so anybody would lure me into a trap. And then I follow her into the ladies' room, and she just shuts the door, locks it, and fucking slams herself against the wall, and starts kissing on me. And honestly, like, oh my god. And without even thinking, Spirit comes up and said, I'm married. When I could have totally got away with it with, like, the hottest chick I've ever met. That was just like, bam, like right there. And she'd just leave and nobody would ever know. Then my coworkers and, like, but everybody talks anyway. So that's weird, Automatically, faithful. At the same time as to everybody and nobody and just all that sex drive on the line, right? And everybody else would be like, hell yeah. I'm there. I never saw her again. And I did 200 girls before. Well, I can't remember if I slept with one of my first girlfriends or not. But there's a long stint where I dated 200 or so girls in like a year. It was like every week or for 2 or 3 days. We had a couple dates and it'd be somebody else. Like, and then, well, the ladies man. Yeah. Measure a song. And then whenever one would be like, let's do it right here. I'm like, I don't know. Like, something to just tell me. Like, I don't know. I'm not ready. And then they'd go, they'd be like, he won't give it to me. And then they'd just easily just give up and go to somebody else. That's fucking weird. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to my ex. I just need somebody to cheat on him with. Against or whatever. Or, Josh didn't want her. Well, and 10 guys would show up. I'm like, I'll fuck her. He's like, hell yeah. And then I bet you all 200 of them have kids by now. All 200. It's so interesting experiencing the spirit in forward and reverse on this purity, faithful line. Because on a date, I look at somebody's eyes, we could have 1,000 dates and never have sex. You be 17, you be 13. We go on 100 dates and I'll wait and ask your dad to marry you and all that shit. Like, that's who I am. You be 50. It doesn't matter. You be 20 years older than me. Like, and it's always that spark. Or it's not. But then the funny thing is, the ones that I was like, just like backwards, just sucked right into, the couple that were like, that was like one of the best experiences of my life. They were gone. Like, they felt guilty or something, and it repelled. And the ones that were 2 X's here, 2 X's there, all right, all wrong, then we fall in together and it's all a mess, and we fall apart. And so it's so crazy being love itself and hate, whatever that could mean, apart from any hate. with Cupid's arrow. I couldn't hold it. And almost all the ones in high school or later in life, I was like, just something told me I'm infatuated with this one. I never got to be with any of those. Then she's the biggest loser. When I was clean and straight, and the one that'd be holding it down is the accountant or straight, then they go for the biggest druggy problem in the neighborhood. Probably get pregnant, and he'd never even be there for her. Or, it just always ends up wrong. I said that it's so strange at this time of my life, where how does anybody else hold that spark? At the same time as I always got it. I can't put it down. That's all I do is I fucking leave a burnout of fire. Or it's a ghost. You can't see it, but it's still there. It's, if we're together, we're together. And the partner's like, somebody else give me more attention. Or when I'm all about them, and they're like, oh yeah, I went to work today, and all these guys were hitting on me, and I proved them all that, yeah, I'm married, and my man's the only one. I'm the best. Like, he's the best. Nothing else. And then that would be the one. They'd be cheating on me a year down the line with 10 different guys and hiding from me and trying to steal my house and my car, and then get pregnant and kill my kid and run off, and everybody would support her. Like, what? And then have like, how does this shit work, right? When, goddamn, how does somebody have so much luck and no luck at all? And any one of them, especially the ones that have known me for years, like, it doesn't matter how much money or what anybody else thinks. If we just met in person, or like any kind of exchange actually happened, then yeah, it would just pull it. We'd just come in together, and it should be a done deal. And yet, it's all or none. It's so wrong. And then of course, nobody wants you when you're the one that had all the money and been carrying everyone else, and everybody knows deep down within. But they can't come forward because they're not ready, or even if they're ready, then they can get it from everybody else if they were use how they feel about you, and it makes them shine, and so everybody else wants them, they give it up to everybody else. And then no matter what, even if they have kids with somebody else, whatever, they're still looking back over their shoulder. They're like, but that one. Well, maybe now, but I gotta get him coming to me. Like, what? There's so much involved. And yet, some people can't sleep with everybody and have kids with everybody. And everybody's good with it. And what's love? They don't have to be a good dad. They ain't got to be there. Sometimes they got that spark. It just hits in the bedroom. It draws people in. And then they're gone. And I gotta be on both sides of that shit. Same time as, the moment I have any money, one kind or another, everybody's there. Some have always been there. But then, nobody's ever been there for me. Apart from me, with you, all has I don't know why, other than who I see. And that's all I want to be in with and get to know and experience life with. And it's so much and it's so lacking at a distance. Bay. B. So it's tricky. Tricky. Peace.